Listening to Elevator TV and radio. You are listening to Elevator TV radio. Elevator TV radio. Redefining broadcasting. Listen. All right, sorry, guys, for coming in a little bit late. That's like 3 minutes behind schedule. I was on the studio anyway, but we just had one small issue to trash out for the good of the project. All right, good morning and welcome to the Sports Buffet on Elevator TV Radio. My name is Idafe Matthew. So good you love to come in and go to one of sports. I feel very, very good to be here, and it's exciting. It's massively good. It's Thursday, and you guys know how Thursday is. Thursday is anything goes day, and surprise, surprise, already like 9 o'clock. I've not reached. To some people have already piled me up with questions, things that I need to deal with. And these days, I don't sleep very well, and I think it's telling on my voice and the stress, man. It's crazy, but we'll go through it because it is called life. Life is not always going to be nice and fair. And you have to take turn watching your son that is not feeling fine, going to the doctors, coming back, doing all that stuff. But hey, it is what it is, so we've got to go. Where do I start from? Okay, so I'm going to come back to your WhatsApp question as we go on the show. But right now, let's talk sports a bit because there's a whole lot of people who are outside of sports. Okay, let me take this one. This one is from Daniel. Daniel from Cameroon. Say hi, good morning, Idafe. Waiting seriously here for you to show up on the show. Sorry if I'm sending the message too early to the lady that is talking about P Square and all that, but I'm sure she would let you read this one. She didn't even bother to open it. Don't worry yourself. So it's for me. How you had your son. Hope he's getting better. We'll pray that he gets well soon. Thank you very much for that. This season, you talked about bet prediction on the website. I've been keeping vigil on the website. Love the graphics, the stories so far, but I've not seen anything about bet. When is it going to come? Okay, it's going to come over. The link, by my calculation, the league officially starts tomorrow. Every other games that have been played, I've been doing research all through the week, but going in and out of hospital, X-ray, lab test, and all that stuff, and then going to school to teach my children. And we had a photo shoot for the class of 2022. Photo shoot this week, so it's been crazy. It's been hectic. But I've been doing some skeletal researches. I think by today, going into tomorrow midday, there should be proper research done. Before midday, I should have my prediction out. And for up front, there are no fixed games, so I don't know anything about fixed game. I'm just going to give you my predictions as they go. Okay, there is nothing cast in stone, so don't come out. It have been predicted it, and I lost. Don't go and no, I don't owe you that. So it's just a guide. Okay, it's like a map. Okay, even Google Map is not sometimes up to the T. Okay, it's not up to the point. Like up to the point. Sometimes it take you round other sources. Okay, games changes. You can make a prediction and the player goes into the game and go and pick up a red card and things go wrong. The player goes and score an own goal and things go wrong. Okay, but let's see how it goes. This season, I think I would, dedicate time to do all of those predictions, and I hope that people will know. It's exciting for you that is making the prediction when people are winning. It's also very, 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 very cracking for you too when people are not winning, because when your prediction keeps going wrong, you just feel like you're letting people down. Especially for somebody like me. So we will do everything that we would do to make that work. So my brother from Cameroon, Just be patient, okay? This is Samuel from Ikoto, okay? Ikoto is in Lagos here. Side of a good morning. When is the bet prediction? Good morning to you, Samuel from Ikoto. When is the bet prediction going to start running on the website? I'm in a hurry. I can't wait. I don't want to miss anything. The country is not good. Every extra money counts as far as I'm concerned. So if I can add some, I remember your days in Brilla FM. I won some very good money that started my business, but then the economy have made it, we started feeding from the money, savings that we have. Now things have gone down. I actually won over $1 million 6 times in different seasons of your predictions, and they helped me very well. I actually bought a plot of land that I've not built on, and then I started the business with my wife. If you would continue to do prediction like you did when you were in Brilla, it will be very, very good for us. Football have really changed anyway. It's not as easy as you think, Samuel. But I mean, it is what it is. We'll do what we can do and get the conversation going on that line. Eniobanke, I would get back to you on that. So let me even answer that question straight up from here. So when you go to the website right now, let me see. If you put your mouse over the picture, it will go black. But if you take your mouse away, the picture will be clear. So for those people who are telling me that snapping picture and showing me that the picture is not showing clearly, it is the way the website is designed. If you put your mouse over it, there would be another screen like what you call that thing that they put on cars, tinted glass, okay, like a tinted veil that will cover it. But when you move your mouse away, it is different. So for those of you who are wondering why it's like that, that's just the design for it. Every website have its own template of how it functions. This is how our own function, and I hope you like it as you go in the process. But click on it and read the story. Some beautiful stories that we've got there already. More are going to come up. Like I say, we're still in the testing period. We're going to test for the next 6 months and then move on. But that doesn't stop us from putting stories and putting the things that you want us to put for you. It is www.elevatortv.com. It's also there. You can listen on the radio if you're not streaming with us, if you're not running with us on the stream, Instagram stream, or the YouTube stream. So you can always get that. But then the predictions definitely will come in. So all of you that are asking about prediction, my Hebrew brothers will say, we rewind, okay? Take it easy. My Yoruba people will say, Ememera. So guys, take it easy. Or probably my Yoruba people will say, Jeje, right? Jeje. Is it my Jeje? Okay. Suruliri. Okay. Then it's Suru, okay? Something like that. I don't know. Let's just move. So on YouTube, Divine okay, say good morning, boss. Great to share another morning with you and the fam. Thank you very much. Oduni, Remila Koi, say good morning, boss. Good morning to you. Lord Mayor, we want watch Ada go take knock my daughter. Well done. Good morning, boss. Boss, how do you see Chelsea going for Abu? Who is Abu? It's look like good one for them, but will Baka sell? If you want to write the name in the comment section so that other people who will come in and watch and read later would understand what you're saying. It would be nice if you just write the name in full because I don't even know who is Abu right now. Okay, Lord Mayor, what's your honest prediction on Arsenal versus Crystal Palace? Is there a lie prediction? Is there a prediction of lie? Because I don't understand. Which shall be honest prediction and is there a dishonest prediction? Some of these questions when I ask sometimes when I just I don't know whether they understand that human being that they talk to and this human being get feelings and this human being they think or maybe ATM even ATM machine if you put the wrong pin you know go answer you. So sometimes let's really construct these words that we see out there. Maybe I'll give you my dishonest prediction. Dishonest prediction that you would take that Crystal Palace to win 12 goals to nothing. Does that satisfy you? Go and bet on it. Let me. How do you see the humiliation that Brighton club humiliate Fabrizio Romano by saying they haven't agreed anything? Now you they see humiliation. See, I'm beginning to think that this Lord Mayor is a kid. It's not an adult. You see the thing about this. So let me give you one thing that happened with Albert Einstein. Let me tell you one story. So Albert Einstein walked into a class and he said 9 times 1, 9, 9 times 2, 9 times 3, 9 times 9. And then when he got to 9 times 10, he said 91. And everybody in the class was laughing. Everybody was mocking him. He doesn't know maths. Come on, 9 times 10. That is simple. He doesn't know. And about Einstein waited for everybody to laugh and do all the gestures that they were doing. And then when the storm of the laughter calmed down, he said to them, I got it accurate from 1 to 9. I made one mistake. And when I was getting it accurate, you all were quiet. You guys didn't have anything to say. Just one mistake. The you in you showed up because you've been waiting for me to make mistake to prove that I am not good at what I do. Okay, and so you want to celebrate, you want to rejoice at the failure, and it told them a very vital life lessons. What makes you think that the guy who know 9 times 1 from 1 to 9 will not know that after 81 the next one is 90? But he just put that to show how the human mind works. The human mind that we have are people, a group of people who just gather when you're doing this. And that happens to me a lot, so I could relate to that story. They're just waiting for the mistake you do so that they will hold on it and use it as what to describe you. Fabrizio Romano have gotten transfer stories correct for eternity. This is not even a mistake. This is just a transfer that the window have not closed. So if Brighton came out and say they have not done a deal, the transfer window have not closed. You know how many times Leeds United said that no deal has been done and players not move. So all of a sudden now, all I see on social media, I see many people that Brighton never receive a lot. Fabrizio, what is wrong with us? Like, what is wrong with the human race? With the obsession to fall person hand, with the obsession to be savage. Could you not count for all of the right things that is? This is one of the reasons why I stopped doing prediction for a very long time. Like, you would give people prediction, give them the win, very accurate. You give outrageous prediction. But there is just that one day where you say, oh, this will happen and it don't happen. And everybody show up. I told you, it's a funny, it's a fake. It doesn't know anything. Like, are you serious? Like, seriously? We shouldn't be that kind of people. Like, if you look back at yourself, like, you should be ashamed, like, you are having this conversation. It's just like what they do with Pep. He wins 20 games and say it's boring. He loses one game, you find out. We told you, Pep is a fraud. He overthinks things. What's wrong with us? Is this the world? Because, it is strange to me because this is not the world I grew up in. This is not the way I looked at life or I looked at people when I was growing up, okay? But if this is the world you guys live in, this generation live in, it's fine. If it will work for you. But always think that, does this thing really even make sense to have that kind of conversation? Because for me, the word humiliation doesn't make sense. How can you say, hey, how do you see the humiliation of that Brighton club humiliate from? They didn't humiliate him. He gave a prediction based on the things that are available. He gave a tweet. He made a tweet a report based on the information that are available to him. And it's called news. Okay, change your mind. Did everybody not predict that Rafinha was going to Arsenal? Was that not breaking news that Rafinha was going to Arsenal? And then later, that Chelsea have paid for him. Where is he? Did people not break news that Koundé is going to Chelsea? Where is he signing for today? That's not a big deal. That's not a big deal. Fabrizio Romano have earned the right to get transfer news wrong for 100 years, and nobody had the right to say anything. Before now, we used to guess in the dark, wait every single day, stay in the shadows. But right now, the most accurate person when it comes to transfer is Fabrizio Romano. And let's not forget, do you know how hard it is to source information like this? Do you know how hard it is, like, to have people on the inside that will give you pinpoint accuracy of information? And then one mistake everybody thinks is humiliation. You should, wow. I don't know, Shaba. If this is the world that you guys have created, it's okay if this is how you guys want it. I don't know. It's good for you people, but it's strange. Good morning, bro. This name sound like Nigerian name. Ugo Kitty K is not Nigerian. This young man just joined PSG. Please, to know if it is related to Nigeria in any way, because that name sound like a Nigerian name. I don't think so. But no, I will check during the course of the show, but I can't remember ever seeing that he's Nigerian anyway. But I would also do my check. Ugo, it's not Ugochukwu, like that kind of Ugochukwu UGO, like Ugochukwu Ogu. But I mean, you never can tell. Kitty Cake also sounded like a Calabar name, and then it's not white, so we'll see how that goes. But I just want to clear it that all those talk about Fabrizio Romano, I mean, it doesn't even make sense. Like that kind of conversation, people should wait. Just sound like, oh, everybody's waiting for him to just make a mistake and then jump on it. Because I saw it on social media yesterday, and I said, okay, what's the big deal here? What's really the big deal here? Okay, so Ugo is a Cameroonian. Etiketi was born in France to a Cameroonian father and French mother. He is a youth international for France, having represented the France under-20 national team. So I hope Sean Fumi will put that to bed. His father is Cameroonian, his mother is from France. Okay, so let's go back to YouTube Divine. You say it's Aubameyang. Aubameyang, until they sell him. I don't know if that's what Chelsea want. And the thing with Aubameyang is that kind of player that likes to play to his own tune. Okay, he's not a player you will push extra. He's a good player, obviously. Aubameyang is a good player, but like I've said from the very first time Arsenal signed Aubameyang, I'm one of those who did not support Arsenal signing Aubameyang. So I still don't get excited about when I hear the name of Aubameyang. I said one thing to people when Arsenal signed Aubameyang. I said I watched it closely at Dortmund. Aubameyang is a player who plays for himself. He doesn't play. Aubameyang is a low-budget Cristiano Ronaldo. He's not motivated to help his team cross the finish line. If it works for him, it's okay. If it makes him happy, if it gives him the jaye, the party feeling, it's okay. But you need players in your team. If Chelsea really say they want to buy Aubameyang, this is the wrong time to buy Aubameyang. Aubameyang is another Lukaku that is coming. Because Aubameyang is that kind of player that will tell the coach, do you know who I am? If you put him in ranking, I will rate Emmanuel Adebayo over him. And that kind of player that will tell the coach, you know who I am, you know what I've won. Don't come and stress me. You don't need that kind of player in Chelsea right now. You need people who will come in, who wants to prove a point. And unfortunately, Aubameyang is not that kind of guy. Okay? Aubameyang is a guy that can score 10 goals definitely for you in 2 games. But he can also go 10 games without scoring a single goal. And it would not bother him. It would not budge like, oh, this is happening. He's got goals in it. But look at it carefully. For the number of goals he scored, how many years he spent at Arsenal, Arsenal didn't get into the top 4. And people keep saying, oh, but he's a goal scorer that give you loads of goals. Anelka gave Arsenal the double. People forget that. Nicolas Anelka gave Arsenal the double. 1997, 1998 season. Nicolas Anelka gave Arsenal the double. So when you look at this, Arsenal went to play in the Champions League with Nicolas Brentner leading the attack line. Francis Jefferson, that's it. So Jermaine Pennant, them, all those players. So it's not like, oh, Aubameyang did want it special. Am I beefing him? No, Chelsea wants it. It's good for them. They want him, but Aubameyang is not the kind of player that gets me excited. Just the same way Lukaku does not get me excited. So I hope that's what Chelsea want. Fine, Mr. Dio71. I think Fabrizio was pushed to announce the deal earlier than usual because of fans were commenting tap on his post after Gerard Romero's stand his ground for Rafinha and Koundé deal. I don't think anybody pushed anybody to announce a deal. So the way this thing works, so let me tell you, like in my media, one of the things that I say to my team and everybody is, we don't do breaking news. There is no need. We don't, there's no hurry to break any news. Any news you want to break to somebody, they've already heard it somewhere. Because when you say breaking news, you can only break a news if you are the only one who have exclusive access to the news. A news that happens in Europe, you want to break it in Nigeria because we're on social media. I don't do that. If you are on my Twitter, I take my time to tweet. Now, my former handle, the handle that was verified. But I used to rush every time I want to tweet. I never realized that where are they already go? Who am I impressed? I'm not trying to impress anybody. So the thing with it is, Fabrizio Romano has seen all of the lines crossed, and the whole idea was once Zinchenko go, Man City was going to buy Cucurella. Once they didn't buy Cucurella, and then look at the way things were going for Chelsea. He did his calculation based on the fact that this weekend the league is going to start. And if you don't register a player by 12 o'clock today, you practically, because the rule says that if the player is not registered by noon, the last working day before the game, going to be a problem. So he was calculating, okay, now they would sign the player, get him registered on Thursday or Friday, do his medical and all that. He was doing his calculation, so he got it wrong. My question is, does he not have the right to get things wrong? That's the question I'm asking. He can get it wrong, it's not a big deal, okay? So people shouldn't now use it as, oh, we got to kill ourselves. What's that? Why are they celebrating his mistake? It's a mistake. Move on, okay? What's the big deal? It's based on a whole lot of other factors. It's not just him. But the many things that he's gotten right, I've earned him enough credit for people to shut up and watch him make mistake and say, okay, this is still our guy. If Fabrizio Romano take that his channel and he doesn't do anything in this transfer window, do you know how bad some of you people will feel that you're not even in the know? There's a reason why you go to his channel. So if he makes one mistake, so what? What's the big deal? Why people are quick to feel like somebody's been found out? And then you know that all these messages, all this trolling, you know how much hurt it gives to the man. Like how much yes, you people think, oh, because he gets that YouTube channel. See, to make $1, just $1 on YouTube, you have to get 1,000 views. 1,000 views. And sometimes it doesn't work like that. You can get more. So it's not as if, oh, we'll be giving you views. It's like somebody said to me the other day, now we view you. So you're not even supposed to be responding to my comment. Anything I say, even if I'm wrong, you should let it. If I not view you, will not make money. That last 5 years I don't do YouTube now. I never collect $1 for YouTube. I still leave. So if you don't view, I can still leave. Don't come here and be doing that thing that callers used to do at Real FM. And when they listen to you, we should be telling you what to say and not you telling us what to say. Hey, don't come here and do it. If you know what, talk well. If you know what, talk with sense. Stay well. Other YouTube ads do. There are 7.3 million people dropping content every minute. So as much as I appreciate the people that are following me, I also do not appreciate the fact that you come and do so. So I don't think that people should just take it out on Fabrizio Romano and begin to act like, oh, he has made a mistake, so he's not good again. When I go still go there tomorrow, go find information about the transfer of a player. So what's the whole let's kill him, let's drag him down, let's destroy him behavior that you are putting up? Me, I don't see anything wrong with what happened with him anyway. Udogie said the one way everybody the eye Leicester players. So I hope they will not be fighting for relegation this season. I think they will fight for relegation. I think so. If Madison goes, Yuri Tillemans goes, Harvey Barnes goes, and it does look like, okay, one problem is the kind of problem that Barcelona have, but they don't have the assets to liquidate to get money. They increased a lot of players' salaries, and all these players are now nearing the end of their contract. And you know how football is. If you want to renew those contracts, you now have to put in maybe 35% or 50% increase in their salary. Leicester don't have that money. They've won the league, they won the FA Cup between 2016 and now, but they don't have that money. So they're looking for these players to go. But unfortunately, most of the players are nearing the end of their contract. So it's not like Leeds United who could afford to sell players for 60, 70, 80 million. Okay, so they are struggling to get that kind of deal in. And then this transfer window is actually one of those funny kind of transfer window where the money is not big. Imagine Alan was sold for 51.7. Okay, it's not really that transfer window where there's big cash coming from every place, the left, right, front, and center. So they need to sell to go back to what Leicester used to be, surviving relegation, going, trying to be. So they are gradually removing their foot off the running machine and going back to bottom 10, not top 10. But I hope they survive because Leicester King Power is a venue that you like to go and see your players. My own sad part of this whole Leicester exit movement of everybody, movement of their people, is how the Nigerian players that are there are not even being mentioned in any of the transfer conversation. I don't know what they're doing behind the scene anyway. I can't judge them right now. But I think that if everybody is leaving Leicester, something must be going on. And then it is also good for them to jump on that ship and go, well, now that a lot of people, behind the scene, people are talking about not signing African players. I don't know, maybe that could also be the problem. Aurelio De Laurentiis might be the one who come back publicly to say it. But I'll beat my chest and I'll tell you this, that this is a conversation that is going on behind the scene. It's like when Donald Trump comes out to say the things he say about black people and Mexicans. That's a conversation that is going on in every household of white Americans. But most people, use decorum and pretend like they can't say it in public. But that's a conversation that you hear at club, at the golf club, at the bar, at the spa, at the sauna, what these people are saying. So there's always one idiot who will come out in public and say it. But the truth is, this is the thought of the people. One day that's going to happen. Instead of Africans to hold their government accountable and tell their federations to start building their league and build their competition. I see people online blaming Aurelio De Laurentiis. I say, we will go to court. We will go to FIFA. For my business, I sack person for my company, you will go to court. Go to court for what? Or I refuse to even employ somebody. This is what I'm even sack again. I refuse to employ somebody. This is what I'm saying, go sack. He said, not go sign African player again. The only condition they get for signing them is this. When you they go apply for American visa, you know the fee form, terms and conditions no day. Una don't forget. What when they apply for work, even for Nigeria, you're in Nigeria where you will get work free, they'll tell you so you are not eligible to join any union, any association. Una don't forget. One and then they go court. Now football, when they reach football, everybody will call no law, everybody will call do this. When I talk. One day it will clear for everybody. I have said this before, and I'm going to say it again. I'll keep saying it. Migration is the first step to slavery. It started in the Bible. That be misstarter. Migration is the first step to slavery. Not on another fix on our own. More than they buga for another person own. Time will reach. Person will go back to sleep or person after they ask for bed. Anywhere where they tell you to sleep, now you will sleep. Others, we will go to FIFA. When I tell you send any money for Europe, UEFA, they think about FIFA. Well, and among Christian say, but was a careless and silly statement to have made. But who told you it's careless? I don't understand. Who told you it's careless? What makes it careless? And you see this entitlement sense where African people get it. I make us deal with it. I have a company. Okay, let's say for instance, so this company, I cannot employ you no matter how good you are, if you have body or not, and you have math or not. I don't care if it's a problem, if it's sickness. I'm at the hospital, I don't fix it. You call it careless, you call it silly, but that's me. Don't come and keep me because I had that when I was working before. I can't deal with it. I have PTSD because if you sit where you are, hey, there's a problem, it's a careless. Shut up! By your company, is it your club? Which careless statement? Oh, tell me it's careless statement. Now it gets in business. As it is right now, there are still African players in the team. He said, I am not going to sign anybody again. If they will not sign a waiver that they're not going to the AFCON. You think it is happy? This Napoli would have confidently won this league this season if Koulibaly did not go to the African Cup of Nations. And it takes to him is bad. And then Africa CAF came with the, we'll play the next one in June and July. And everybody is happy. Next thing you move it in the middle, that's when the season was start. Move back to January and say, hey, there's going to be rain. You're not going to build your stadium well so that the rain not going to soak your stadium. Can't you tell your African countries to do it well? So since you can't do that, they've also come with their conditions. It's terms and conditions, no. Terms and conditions day. When you enter plane, they travel from Lagos to Abuja, they tell you off your phone. You know the offer. If you don't want, go check now, go follow road. You know say to travel by road right now is very expensive. Lagos to Abuja by road is 30 million or 40 million or 50 million, depending on who kidnap you. By air 70,000 naira. You not go choose one. Why you not going to say that careless thing to do? That your president carry 1.4 billion. They go give Niger. So maybe they buy SUV. We vote for president here. They rule over Niger. Why am I say that one? Skeleton. When I stop, say follow the right conversation. Let's set up here. First off, Napoli is a private business. It's not a charity organization. It's a private business owned by a private individual who fund his business, and you don't know where his sources fund from. So he can decide what the kind of players are playing in his team. Any Africans who says a careless statement should stop it. If this question, I'm going to throw it forward. If Africa was the one that was as developed as Europe, do you think we would be employing foreigners the way we're doing, the way Europeans are doing for us? The answer is no. You know it's more racist. African people. Racism. When in 2022 in Nigeria, they say ask you state of origin. They still tell you want to do election. They still tell you this is the town of the south, is the town of the. Are you serious? Are you really, really serious? The people from that kind of country, I didn't tell person we get your own club saying a careless statement. When I respect myself now. I say, bros, good morning. Son goes for military service for a month in Korea. I would suppose allow that if it was an African player. We really need to look at this critically. No, there's nothing to look at critically. So let's deal with that for a minute. Son comes from a country where that happens. You already know before you sign it. But listen, you're not going to sign 10 Korean players in a team, in a league. How many Korean players are in the league? Son also gives his all. You can guarantee that. Look at the African players that you have in Europe. Let's be very honest. How consistent are they with their performances? Yes, Sadio Mane, Mo Salah, thereafter. Name the other ones that are consistent. You have a Kelechi Iheanacho who will play 5 games and then disappear. You have you can name them, and then they still trigger things that get you angry. Let me tell you, life is performance based. So I worked in radio, terrestrial radio before I set up my own outfit. For 5 years plus, 5 years and May, June, July, August, 5 years and 4 months, no leave, no off day. I was practically working 8 days in a 7 days week. Every fucking day of the week I was working. But guess what? One day I was going to work, and it was a Salah morning. That's the only day I didn't do my show, but I still go to the studio. A reckless driver coming from the club ran into me, hit me on the driver's side, and his Lexus Jeep 470, LX 470, flew over the top of my car, the Toyota Camry, and landed on the other side. I still have pictures. I could share the pictures with you guys. Now, the driver and the girl is a student in University of Abuja from Benue State, but he came to Lagos to come and have a good time. The mother just bought the car. The mother went to Hajj, just bought the car, and he went out with the car. And that car this is just down the road, the opposite splash, or whatever they call it, before Ogidon. Now, my point is, that happened. There were other 4 people inside the car that survived it. I was the one that took them to Safeway, from Safeway, put them in an ambulance with my own money, took them to Marina to get them to survive. And eventually, they say the girl needs a neurosurgeon and it needs to be flown out of the country. I don't know what happened thereafter, because eventually I left. I spent over 300K to fix my car. That's the only day in 5 years and 4 months that I didn't go to work. I didn't do my show. This is the period where my wife gave birth to my son 1:30 p.m. I was in the studio 3. My wife gave birth to my daughter 2 p.m. exactly. 3 p.m. I was in the studio again. There's no family member to watch. But guess what? The day I got fired, I was told I was not loyal. So am I angry with that decision? No. It is what happened thereafter that got me angry. But I'm just telling you. You know why? Because it's his business. He's the one that interprets what is loyal, who is loyal, who is not loyal. And what brought about the fact that I was not loyal? Because they offered me the position of a manager and I turned it down. I don't think I needed the title to function. But then events after I left showed that I was managing things long before the title came. I didn't need a title to function, right? But the owner of the company didn't say it like that. That you turn down the position of a manager means you're not loyal. I'm just giving you guys an example. Is it wrong for doing that? No, it's not wrong. It's his business. If Aurelien De Laurentiis say, I don't want to employ an African player again because it affects my season. And when you bring in Son going for military service, Son is not going to go for military service every two years. It's going to do it once in a lifetime. That is something you can consider. But when it becomes something that every 2 years, and then it's not even stable anymore, sometimes it's every year. You had the Nations Cup in 2012, just when the clubs think that they are going to settle that in 2013, you have another Nations Cup, and then in 2014, you have another Nations Cup. Are you kidding me? Like, are you serious? We don't even know where we're going in 2015. Like, you keep changing this thing. There is no stability with your calendar. You want people who are doing business, who are investing their money in this hard time, in this hard economic reality, to look at you and be nice. Must people pity Africa all the time? When would we get our acts together? That's the question you should ask. So if you want to talk about critical thinking, let's talk about critical thinking, because I'm an investor, I'm a businessman, and I don't think that anybody will mess with my business like that. And I keep up my company. I'll kick you out straight up. It doesn't matter who you are, whether you're my family member, you're my brother. I was coaching a team, and my younger brother, my blood brother, my mother's child, was acting like he doesn't need to be pushed. I fired him. I went home, my stepdad, my mom, everybody called a family meeting, intervention. I said, see, I'm going to go out of this house. First off, I'm the one paying the rent of this house, but I'll go and rent another house and I'll leave you guys here. I don't want to have this conversation because, one, you guys didn't give me the job. This is my job. But my younger brother is trying to mess it up because he's not giving everybody the reason to think that I'm not a serious person. And they didn't say anything. My point is, it is his business. The cry that Africans should be crying is not the man. What he said was reckless. The cry you should be crying is, how can we fix our league to be so good that going abroad will not be optional, not the do or die as it is for us? Because if you know that this is where you will go, this is where your life depends, he who pays the piper dictates the tune. That's why somebody said Emiloko, because he paid the piper to get into power. That's why somebody said Emiloko, and most of you people are jumping after him. So if you can say it, this is Aurelien De Laurentiis saying his own Emiloko in Napoli. And you don't have the right to say it is reckless. When you cannot say somebody who say you eat agbado and cassava is recklless. Man, I'm gonna check on myself now. Speak English easy for social media, but I'm gonna face truth. Okay? Whatever you want to critically observe and critically based on equity, because equity must come with a clean hand. Isn't that what they say in law? It's a legal maxim. Ask the lawyers, will tell you that. So I don't think it is right for us to blame him. That's the same reason I did not blame Jurgen Klopp when he said the little matter of the African Nations Cup. You people can shout for all you care. One thing is, war does not start by accident. War always comes with a lot of pre-warning. This thing that we're seeing is a precursor of things to come. It might not happen in our lifetime, but our children will suffer it. One day they will say, we don't want to employ them again. So let me give a very tiny confirmation of that. Some years ago, if you follow Nigerian League very well, and this thing I'm going to say now, those who know, those who don't know will argue blindly. There is not a team in the Nigerian League that does well if they don't have at least 2 or 3 Warri boys in their team. Because the most skillful players in football in this country come from Warri. And this was something that was going on. Look at it. Whether even in the northern side of Nigeria, there's always 1 or 2 Warri boys in their team. Somewhere along the line, some of those boys became rapists in the town where they had played. They begin to steal, begin to do some things. Clubs in Nigeria came together and said then they employ Warri boys again for their team. That's the beginning of the end. If you look back in the day, if you look at national team under 17, the team is not complete without a Warri or Edo Delta player. When was the last time you have major play after wishing no Roman? When was the last time you have a major team and you have Edo Delta players in the team? Because that was not done by an international club or club president. You didn't have a say about it. I just want you to think back, reflect on the history of Nigerian football, and then come back to this conversation when you have done your research properly, and then let's have a conversation. See, people, life is cause and effect. I've always said that as a science student, the best thing that he taught me in science is the 3 laws of motion: the first, second, and the third. And the most important one for me is the third law of motion. Now, that's for me, not for everybody. The third law of motion states, and I quote, to every action, there is an equal or opposite reaction. Meaning, your action, if you slap me, I can slap you back. That's equal. The opposite might be me shooting you. It is reaction. Okay? People put money in investment. You don't expect them to sit down and watch an investment filter away because of some unforeseen circumstances that they think they can mitigate against. I think the man said, okay, this is how I want to go about it. You should not start looking for solution. You ask your child to go and squat with somebody in school. Your child is not doing things that is not in line with what the person wants. The person kicks your child out. Instead of you to go and get accommodation for your child, you start saying it's inhuman, it's this, is that. No, it doesn't work like that. Okay? I used to have a guy in my house. He wakes up in the middle of the night and he's praying and making noise. It's a 3-bedroom flat in Ikoyi. And I called him one day, hey, Sam, listen, I'm not against you praying. I'm a church boy. But when you pray, let the prayer stay in your room. God is not deaf. You don't need to shout for God to hear. Okay? Talk to God quietly. I don't need your prayer to disturb my sleep. Inside the Antichrist. The next thing, I kick him out of my house. Church, everybody who knows us together came and started begging. I said, no, church, I'm gonna leave my house. I don't play with my sleep. I don't sleep for long, but that's one time I want to sleep. I don't need nobody coming to disturb me with shabayaka. If God answers prayer, they'll give you a house. I don't pray shabayaka before I get my house. That's the point. So don't tell me that it is reckless or critical thinking. Son Heung-min does not go to serve in the army every year. He serves once, and he's been one of the most consistent players for sports. When you perform that well, you earn the right to even ask for a year off, and they'll give it to you. Now, one month for Son Heung-min. That's not a problem. That's not even a problem. Okay, let me go further on this conversation on YouTube. I like you guys on YouTube right now. Everybody is throwing their hat in the ring. Romano is not even wrong with the prediction. I just don't know what Brighton is trying to do with that announcement. Even Sky Sports made the same report, and they are yet to debunk the news. So I don't understand why people think it is humiliation. Lord Mayor, I say if you check his page, Chelsea fans are insulting him for fake news, but I'm not feeling so well. That's Chelsea fans, but you said it here like he was the one that was humiliated. Divine okay, say those who have worked in the boardroom will understand how these things work. Many things are bound to change in between. Okay, Adegola Oluwashewfumi, he said thank you very much, bro. I really appreciate. And Fabrizio, Divine okay, he said Fabrizio can never be pushed. Never. You are pushed for what? Push for doing what? Let me say Chelsea fans was always asking him and always on his page, but the deal will still go through because the player wants to leave. Let me say, do you like Wilfred Zaha in Arsenal? What do you want to do? In Arsenal team, he has 1 year remaining on his contract. Me like him, shall know Arsenal does not need it. So Wilfred Zaha is not a team player. Wilfred Zaha is a player who thinks that's why he didn't succeed at Manchester United. He thinks that he is better than everybody. Now, there's nothing wrong with thinking like that, but are you willing to put in the work rate? That's one. Two, Wilfred Zaha is a fast version of Nicolas Pepe. Wilfred Zaha will not track back to save you. The reason why Hector Bellerin's career died at Arsenal is with Nicolas Pepe. A lot of people will not agree with this, but we see football differently. You know, the team that Arteta is building is a team that is interconnected, that depend on each other. So if you bring in a Zaha into this team, what you're doing is every man to himself again, and that cannot work in this team. So Zaha, please stay away. And I like the way the Arsenal team is right now. I don't really think that Arteta will foolishly bring in Wilfred Zaha into that team. Wilfred Zaha should stay. There are some players who are big fish in a small pond, and when they go to the bigger pond, they will die out because the tide is too heavy, the weight of the movement of the water is too fast, and it affects them. So I don't think that Zaha is the player that Arsenal need. Arsenal needs players that will take them to the Champions League and keep them there maybe up to the round of 16 or quarterfinals, which is the maximum they can get for the squad that they've got right now. But Zaha, it's not in need. It's not in need of Arsenal. Arsenal know where they can get the players they want. Cody Gakpo is way, way better than Wilfred Zaha. I would be willing to even give him time to settle into England. Yuri Telemans is also good, but it's not a desperate need. Yeah, because, Arsenal actually have cover in midfield. Cody Gakpo is a player you need because he scores. He's another Rafinha in his own way, in his own right. And then he was an Arsenal youth player. So it's not as if Cody Gakpo is a total stranger. He doesn't know where his way around the Emirates or England. So that's the kind of player that I think Arsenal need right now. But Wilfred Zaha, no, should be Crystal Palace legend. He's an eagle. He should stay there as an eagle and shine. But never, not a player that Arsenal need. Let me say, Indy is currently injured now. This injury issue is becoming serious on Indy. When injury comes to the game of football, there's something you can do about it. Mario Natalia, okay, Mario, what's up? He said, I remember when you told me I hate body odor or mat odor. I hate, I'm not unapologetic about it. You can't walk with me if you have body odor or mat odor. I can't deal. It's not a conversation. People who've called me that they are coming to my office, they will tell you this. When you come that you want to come to my office, I tell you, if you get body odor or mat odor, not combo, I don't want it. Because I can't punish myself because I want to please in my own establishment. You follow me the parents. No, I'm not there for that. I'm not that nice. I'm not friendly. I'm not that nice. I don't want to be liked by people and then I'll go home and be feeling very, very bad. That doesn't work. Kyla Nations, he said, I pray one of the Spanish top clubs comes for Ndidi because it really means so much for the Super Eagles. Yes, I do too, but unfortunately, it doesn't look like that. So Vicky, he said, I don't think Zaha can even perform well in a big club. His case may be like that of Andy Carroll. Yeah, something like that. And Mario says, I agree with the third law of motion. I always say that the third law of motion is the rule that governs life. Absolutely. That's what I say to people. Even my kids, I tell them, if somebody punch you back home. Don't come back home and cry and tell me that somebody punched you. No. Punch them back. Let the school punish you. I will go there and deal with it. I'll be very proud of them if somebody slap them and they slap like two back. They give like two slap back. And then they come in and say, your child is fighting. The question I ask is, what happened? Okay? I'm not going to do like my parents back in the day where you fight. You just call the slap it. No. What happened? Oh, somebody punched you. Even right now, I'll tell them, go and punch them again. So the school will know that, oh, now the papa, now they teach them this. And then they know. I've been to that school. Like I go to my children's school like on a regular basis. I tell them, see, the word is not me that write it to. Now some Bible talk, a violent take it by force. If God did violence, who be me why I not gonna do violence? I like violence, but I won't start a fight. But I'm not gonna run from fight. Plus the fact that I'm worried, I don't run from fight. So it's part of life. Let's just enjoy the life like that. If you like to slap people, you know how those people that are your friends will be talking. Once slap, nah, you try out with me, I'll break your jaw. If I hold knife, I'll shoot you. If he pay you, will not say the one way you do me, pay me too. It's just what it is. I'm in Niger Delta, so I'm a militant father. Amazing. I'm very proud of it. It saves situation. It brings peace. See, one of the best way to maintain peace within the circle of friends, make your friends know what you feel do in return to any of their actions. Very, very quick. It establishes, boundaries. Once boundaries are established, friendship lasts. If you not feel establish boundaries quick, mind they that abuse person, one person can go home depressed. In a circle of 10 or 5 people, one person is always depressed among those friends. Boundaries should be set so I know that guy didn't take rubbish. We all have one friend like that we all know he didn't take rubbish. That guy not try him, he didn't take rubbish. That's the kind of boundaries I like to set. I like to set those boundaries up front. Carlos TV, please. I want to know if the captain giving to Odegaard was a very good decision to Arsenal. A fantastic decision, the best decision to make. First off, he's got a very long-term contract. He's a young kid. Arsenal have a history of giving young people captainship. David Raya was the longest-serving captain of Arsenal. He was given the captainship at a very young age. Terry McDermott was given the captaincy at a very young age. Tony Adams was given the captaincy at a very young age. Cesc Fabregas was given the captaincy at a very young age. And there are no rules to giving captainship. You see leadership quality. He's also the captain of Norway. As young as he is, he's the captain of Norway. So you already see this leadership in him, and then he's got a very high work rate because you want your captain to be an example to people. You don't want your captain to be the one who come late to meeting like a Moya, the one who thinks that he's entitled. You want somebody who will lead the people, the person who will speak in the dressing room, and everybody listens to him. And if you have that one, whatever the age is, give him the captain's armband. That's the rule. Me too. When I decide captain of my team, I take a step or two back. I watch my players. When I put them through tasks, who's the guy that is just doing it, but after doing it, he also encourages others to do it? Who's the guy that when he speaks, everybody listens? So I have this guy who was the last player that I signed in my team back there. He's in the US now. I played in that same Mikelobi on the 17 team that they had to score in 2003. His name is Charles Amaiko. Hello, Amaiko. He was playing for St. Thomas in Benin, but I had to go beg him to come. Himself and Efosa Igwaku, who later wanted to play for Dolphins, won the league with Stanley Guma, won the FA Cup as well. And I begged him, I said, come. Efosa was very, very skillful, and I felt like it was above my pay grade at the time. And then with Umukuru, who later went on to play for Warriors and play for a few other teams. And I told him, I said, listen, I'm going to make you the captain of my team. You know why? Because one, it's coming from the farthest distance to the training ground. But it comes first before everybody. When he speaks, I just noticed that once he speaks, everybody listen. You know how those, Robolan, we call it Ataniru, the guy who speaks and everybody just abide by it. And I said, my job is cut short already. I have this guy, the former captain, the late Adim Wokolobia. Obviously felt like the team was formed because of him, because the guy the white man who formed the team was dating his sister at one point. And that was the first person I knew I had to yank off because he didn't feel like he needed to train. That was a very talented player, played for Ebon United in the league. He was a very talented player. But you see, there was no work rate. There was no work ethics for him. He just felt entitled. And I yanked him off straight off. Not only that, I went to go and bring one boy called Aaron Umukoro, who was just coming back from Liberia, who had trauma and all that. But this boy can score goals. And I shifted the team. That guy made my job very easy. What does a coach need in a captain? A person who leads, who translates what the coach wants to say to the players on the field, and the players don't feel disgusted when the person is speaking. More like, you that is talking, can you do it? You know, that kind of thing. So giving him the captain's armband is a fantastic one. Like I said, Sadiq might be on the move to Dortmund. How do you see the move? So I think I like the move. Dortmund also know how to sell players for big. Dortmund also know how to give young players opportunity. My own is Sadiq Umar. I think he's got goals in him. As languid as like Kanwanko as he is, even though he's faster. I think he needs to go to a club where he will get regular playing time and the bigger exposure. Dortmund is good, but would they give him the consistency of playing time? That's all I need. If he can get a consistent playing time, I think that Sadiq Umar is a very good player. Or let me remove he's a good player. Okay, Lambe Odegaard is the best decision. Mario Natala is talking about doing back. My grandmother told me after I had a fight growing up, she said, when you are in a fight and you see that you are being overpowered, hit the person with something. I like Niger Delta parents. God will bless them all. As a pack, you say, worry people have pride in themselves. I really like that. But what is the history behind this? I be worry picking. Yeah. Okay, so that word, let me tell you what the history is. You know, an American will tell you straight, I'm an American. And that means you give him a chance. The average worry person needs to enforce to you that, one, you know that when it comes to worry, we're crazy. We could do anything. We could do crazy. I grew up in a neighborhood where you offend somebody and they pour you acid. They pour you hot water. They pour you hot ground. They cut you with some blade. Like, that was a normal thing. You snatch somebody's boyfriend. You what is coming, you have it. So over the years, these stories have gone around. Everybody know what happens in worry. So when somebody tell you, I be worry picking, it means they will do what they say. I've seen people try to fight in Lagos, break bottle, sharp, man, four and blow, man. 2 hours, that's it, four and blow. If worry person tells you I'll slap you, don't take 4. Like, if worry person, I go slap you, you don't take 4. And it doesn't matter your age. so that's the thing you need to know. So the you know, in America, the law says fire a warning shot before you shoot somebody. If somebody's trespassing your premises, fire a warning shot. The next shot, you take the person down. You don't go there. You don't go jail. The question is, did you fire a warning shot? Yes. If the person not here, kill him. You know how they say, if train kill you, not be the train kill you, now you're here kill you. So worry picking, they tell you, worry person, they tell you, say, I've been worry picking. Oh. So you know that there is consequence to anything you do from here on. You to be for one is to be for one. So that's a warning shot as far as anybody from worry is. It's not a big deal, just for you to prepare your mind. You know me saying they beat some of us, so they beat some of us, but it go hard you too. But the bottom will stay your clothes. Mario Nathan say, away from that, sir, what do you think about Orban linked to Chelsea? Let him confess now. This is leak. You want me to talk now? Then I'm going to say they don't humiliate me. Make it confess. Yeah, they do breaking news. But I don't. As a matter of fact, I don't think that's a player that Chelsea need. I was thinking one player that Chelsea should have gone for easily is Gianluca Scamacca. He's got goals in him. He can create. But Chelsea, I don't know. Chelsea, they're very, very confused right now. Yeah, they're very, very confused. That's what happens anyway when you have American owners. It's history. So we would wait and see. It wouldn't be bad to see Chelsea up in the top 4. Anyway, let me say, who is your greatest player of all time, boss? Currently, it's Messi. It has to be Messi. It has to be Messi, but I think that question doesn't fit in. When you ask me who my greatest attacker of all time, Ronaldo da Lima. My greatest player of all time, Messi. So put them in different position, because if you ask me for my all-time greatest defender, Paulo Maldini. Greatest all-time goalkeeper, oh, that will happen. But it's going to be Buffon. Okay, so it comes in different form. I'm not saying my greatest of all time, man. I did right now. This one is coming from Sean for me. No, he said for me, I would like Chelsea to PSI Memphis Depay instead of Aubameyang. That's my thought. How Aubameyang went from being a savior and laughing at Arteta to being a player that surplus requirements. That's something that I'll talk about for one full show very soon. But let me relax. Let me see this stuff. This one is coming from Mr. Paulo B. He said, good morning, Mr. Idafe. One of the reasons I like is because you say things the way they are. Bros, I'm not too old. I don't need anybody to talk my mind. Divine, okay, he said, thank you for your consistent education on the show. Africa has a long way to go. The annoying thing is we are yet to start the journey. No, my part, that's not the annoying part. That journey will start. Okay, the annoying part is Africans always feel they are entitled to another man's property, another man's pot of soup. That entitlement is the thing we should train our children against. If there's anything we should train our children against, that entitlement, I believe that your own and my own make a shop out together. You're not there, right? That's so. Is Buffon better than Liverpool? Now my choice. Pick your choice, Mr. Victor. Buffon have a longer time in goal, consistency at the top than Liverpool. Buffon have won the World Cup. Oliver Kahn did not win the World Cup. Oga, pick your choice. They ask me my own, I tell you my own. That's why the woman we marry different from the one I marry. Okay? Okay, somebody don't show up now because they ask me questions we don't concern me. Okay, Edward. I used to have a friend called Edward. The guy just disappeared out of human existence. I don't say Edward did that thing. People used to think that we're brothers, but we're not. The first human being that cared about me, like that really cared whether I live or die, back in the day, just 1, just 2, just 3. I left him. I didn't see him after 1991. Okay, Edward says, if I name your top 5 all-time best rap artist. Where's this coming from? Number 1 on the list is Jay-Z. Yeah. Number 2, Notorious B.I.G. Even though as a person I like Tupac more than him, but I think when it comes to rap, listening to rap, that guy is a deal. Number 3 is Tupac Amaru Shakur. 26 years, I'm making that much impact. Oh my God. Number 4 is Nas. And then number 5, the original white black boy, Eminem. My name is Slim Shady. I hope that's good for you. Okay, this one is coming from Eze Patrick. Say, boss, let's have a day where people tell us their greatest player in all positions. Really enjoy those conversations, especially when we did greatest 11. Okay, I think we could do that tomorrow. Lord Mayor, say, bro, you rugged, not be small. I will stab you one day. You will know the meaning of ruggedity. Lord Mayor, you know my bad book. One that will stab you if I catch you. You know, this is not a threat. It's not a drill. It's a reality. Because you have the knack of talking anyhow. I use this my big forehead put for this place of your nose. You go know. Don't say this bone I be skin bone. You know. We will not learn martial art for Donja. I go take that place. We learn martial art with our neighborhood for streets. Here's the Patrick. You say no Nigerian on your list of rappers. Nigerian get rappers. We need a rap and Afrobeat to the play now. Rappers. So what call rapper? You call Nigeria. There are only 2 people that rap in Nigeria. The guy, formerly M.I. Abaga, and Vector the Viper. Okay, Rugged Man. These 3 people. So when you see that name, I don't mention so. If I will put there, say, you know, Shasha, those people slap me for you. So I don't decrease. Shoot. Okay, Edward, I'll come again. Edward say, please, sorry, but I just want to know. I'm trying to know you better. I'm reaching you from Ghana. Who are your top 5 comedians in the world? That's going to be tough. The grill. He says, good morning, bros. You know, said today we'll get extra. We'll get like extra 30 minutes. So I still here. What's happening to Oba that Baka wants to sell him? They tell you that they work for Oba. Abia, they work for Barcelona. My top 5 greatest comedians. Number 1 is Richard Pryor. Number 2 is Benny Mac. 2 of them are dead. Number 3, Chris Rock. Number 4 is Kevin Hart. Bobby for enter this one. True to God, Bobby for enter this one. So the favorite people I listen to are comedians. Like, if you know me very well, you know that comedians are like my go-to after music. Comedians. So I think top 5 is very short. So I'm going to give you my top 10. Number 1, Richard Pryor. Number 2, Benny Mac. Number 3, Chris Rock. Number 4, Kevin Hart. Number 5, Dave Chappelle. Number 6, Eddie Griffin. Number 7, Chris Tucker. Number 8, Cat Williams. I know what you're thinking. But shut up. They're all black. Yes, cover these black people thing. Number 9, Bobby. Number 9, Bobby. And number 10, I like Gina Yashiri. Yeah. So that's my top 10 go-to comedians. I don't want to go 5 and then leave those guys behind. That's like, it's going to be very, very tough for me. So, yeah, that's it. Divine, okay, he said, thank you for your consistent, okay. He said, God bless you. Just Emma Abaga and Vector, the rapper in Nigeria. I love Trevor Noah for the intelligence he put in his work. So Trevor Noah is very, very good. His craft is incredible. But you see these people that I just mentioned now, they are my Mount Rushmore. They're my Hall of Famers, like top there. Do you notice I didn't even put Eddie Murphy? Like the guy, the godfather of style in comedy. But I just noticed that Eddie Murphy kind of faded into film and forgot that he was a stand-up comedian. But I mean, Benny Mac, Jesus Christ, I can't afford not to put the Benny Mac. Benny Mac made me love the word hamburger. Hamburger. You understand? So I love him. I love Cedric the Entertainer. I love Steve Harvey, and all the other comedians that I follow. Like if you follow me, if you stay with me, if you not stay with me for 1 week, and I've been seeing people send me message that they want to stay with me for a week, and I was like, you don't even ask for a day. You want me to put you in my house for a week? I have a 3-year-old son, 10-year-old son, 8-year-old daughter. I want me to put my new stranger in my house in this era. We ransom na everyday thing. If I slap on my head, where do we stop? Marvin Barry, say good morning, my brother. Nice to see you here. Please, how is the heart of your son? I hope all went well in Jesus' name. Yeah, it's going better. It's going to be fine. I mean, the option is we have just one option. First, start with the medication that he's doing right now and prepare for surgery. So we're gonna do that. We're gonna do that. You know, I told my wife, I said, the worst thing I will ever do in this life is to die before my death. Like that's coward. Fools die before their death. I'm not going to die before my death. I'm going to go through things because other people that go through it, they go through it. So I've got a good deal of the card forever. So this little boy, have to go through this. I just feel for his pain, but hey, I still have to go out there and do my show. I still have to live my life. I still have to be me. I can't help it. Okay, step morning, the late come I say, hello, Baba. I hope that the freeze interview will not affect Osimhen's performance this season. Bros. You not even mention I go die for Malik is not a comedian. Come on. Sit down. Sit down. What's that? What's wrong? What's wrong with you? For what? Guy, calm down, shoot. If you're saying you mention top 5 Nigerian comedian, will you mention Malik? Guy, calm down. Don't be. I think it's good. I like the guy. I'm not. This is not me dissing him, but you're not gonna put him in the top 5 Nigerian comedians. How are you gonna put him in my all-time greatest worldwide? What did they do you now? Shoot. I calm down. What's it called? Eze Patrick says Dave Chappelle is my go-to guy when I'm down. Let me, boss, wish him quick recovery. DJ now for my late come. I say we pray. See, when I calm down with this prayer, chill. It's gonna be fine. Because all these prayers kind of sound like self-pity sometimes. So let's just move on with it. Let's be happy. Let's create a happy environment. One of the things that I know is that when people are down, you create a happy environment, not a pity environment. Extra 30 minutes on the show. Hey, God save you. See, you mentioned Kevin. Kevin is always going to be there. Kevin is my guy now. I'm also liking Bobby in movies lately. What do you think about his acting? So I'm not acting judge. I like him as a comedy and as a comedian, as a person. He's innovative. Within the digital space, he's been one of the most innovative human beings that I have come to know. He's been so creative. He made YouTube so exciting. He went from the social media president to the visa on arrival to all of the things that he does. And the way he does it is incredible. He's using social media in such a way. Look at the McDonald's advert that he created with his friends and all that. There's just something about Bobby that speaks intelligence. And if you know me, I'm a sucker for intelligent people. Like, I like intelligent people. If you go ever defraud me in an intelligent person, I used to say to somebody that if you put a naked woman here, you put an intelligent woman here, I will fall for an intelligent person. Because that's just the way my brain is wired. So it's not the sexuality, it doesn't work. Like when you just speak with sense, you just have a way of making me look like I'm a mumu. That's my mumu button activated. Bobby is a very, very intelligent person. Like, I say that with all emphasis and emotion. Very, very intelligent person. He tells a joke that makes you laugh like 2 months later. Like, you now remember, like, ooh, that's what Bobby does. And people look at you like, you're not a Chris. That's Bobby. He lives it to you. Bros, you not add your bros. Alibaba is not a comedian. Stop. They asked me for comedian. Alibaba is not a comedian. See, Alibaba is not a comedian. And that's a mistake that a lot of people do today. Alibaba was a comedian, but right now, I can't even mention Alibaba as a comedian. That's disrespect to him. Like, for me, that's like disrespect to calling him a comedian. I'm not saying that other people are comedians, but Alibaba, if you've ever sat down 30 minutes with Alibaba, you agree with me. Alibaba is not a comedian. I'm putting him in a comedian space. Alibaba is like a national treasure. It's where you go to go and withdraw sense. If you don't get sense before, go and sit there. The biggest fool you know, pay Alibaba to sit with the person for 1 hour. If he come back, if they talk, you go feel like, all those people where people they carry to go meet a pastor when they pray for, so they don't get sense. Carry on, go sit down with Alibaba. After 1 hour, if Alibaba charge you maybe say 1 million before, you go use your own 10 million, give Alibaba. That's how much of a person is, and that's also how much esteem. Like, it's the only mentor that I have. I don't know, I have 10 mentors. Alibaba is the only mentor that I have, because when it comes to picking mentor too, I want to pick people for specific reasons. I don't want to fill my space with people that at the end of the day I'm like, why did I put this guy in my space? Why did I, invade my own space with this one? I knew you were going to say that about Ali Baba, and I totally agree. Ali Baba is not a comedian, no. Ali Baba now. Hey, you can't understand. I can't explain it to you until you go there. Step Manik, he said, I'm a deacon in my church and I'm speaking into bros. This is not a church program. I don't like when people talk about church on my space. I don't like it because church give me PTSD right now. And remember, I was born in church. I born and raised in church. So it's not like I be atheist or I be Islamist. Okay? But I'm just telling you, the thing you're speaking, speak it into your space. This is my space. And I'm telling you what I need in my space. Even Jesus said, give what is Caesar to Caesar. Give what is God to God. Give me what I need. Your deaconship does not exist in this space. It's not recognized here. So keep it away. Don't put that one in front. You know all those things that people do. My uncle, my late uncle is a pastor. He said, I swear to God, I'm a man of God. I said, Uncle, you don't already commit sin. How you swear to God that you're a man of God? Uncle, shift. You understand? So I don't deacon me. That's not what I need. I just need to be very, very happy and okay. Papa Jamal, it's been a while. Say, if you are fluent in Yoruba or for no say Nigeria get rapper in that green, not saying is caliber of your choice though. That green is dead. That green did not establish his foothold, and I don't need to be fluent in Yoruba to know that green. I actually know that green. I know that green not just as a rapper or as a guy who opened the door for people like the Molamide. I know that green 101. That's how much I know that green. But let me tell you this. If you put that green as a rapper in the conversation that I just had, then there's a problem. That green, even today in Nigeria, nobody will mention him in their top 5. Because I don't know anybody who just like such a short time impact the industry. Yes, it's one of those people that will give credit for impacting the industry. You know what I mean? Barack Green. Who doesn't know Barack Green? I don't need to understand about. But they just asked me on my all-time top 5 rappers, and you want me to put that green there? Like for real? For real? Are you serious? Well, your last line already answered my question anyway. And I'm as a Christian, he said, I really, really like your positive energy and mental strength, even in faces of difficulties. Thank you very much. Let me go back to YouTube. Okay, Bobby is natural in his act. He's creative. And that's what makes it difficult. Because he does it in such a way that you just feel like he's not doing anything. But the effort that it takes, and so lately I watched a whole lot of Kobe Bryant, like what the things he says, the explaining his thing. And there's one I saw yesterday, and he said, I don't go to parties, I don't do all these things that the other people do because this is my routine. And he explained his routine. They asked him, how do you get better than the rest of your mate? Like, it is obvious that other people who play with you or play against you always say you are way better, you are a league ahead of them. And he says he goes to sleep by 12 in the night. He wake up 4 a.m. and hit the gym straight up, walk from 4 to 6, takes his breakfast, come home, take his bath, shower, rest, and then takes his breakfast. After that, he rests again, goes to the gym by 9, stay till 11, and then, come back, rest again, hit the gym by 1, stay till 3, hit the gym again, like that. He runs the clock like that every day. So when he's done, the regular training that any talented person is putting in is already 5 years ahead of that person. There's nothing that person would do that would ever make the person catch up. And I agree with him completely. He puts in the work. It's such a consistent routine. And that's what Bobby is. So when he comes on the court and he does the three-pointer, the fadeaway, everything he does, you're wondering, like, how's this guy doing it? Okay, so there are some people who don't put in that work, but are extremely talented. I think that one of the most talented basketball players that I've watched in this world is, and you guys will not agree with me on this one, but it's Allen Iverson. Now, but the thing is, Allen Iverson does not have the work rate of Kobe Bryant, LeBron James, or Michael Jordan, or Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, or Magic Johnson, or the late Bill Russell, who played 13 seasons and won 11 rings. But the thing is, you could evidently see his talent. The guy who gave Kobe Bryant the shake, like the shake. And everybody, oh, what's this? What's going on? But at the end of the day, work ethics did not match talent, and so talent dies. Work ethics is the water the manure that helps talent to grow. But unfortunately, there was no enough work ethics to match it. And so somebody who could have maybe been on the Michael Jordan level could not match up because he didn't have the work ethics. That's the thing. So when you have a Bobby do this thing and they are so easy, like, oh, anybody can do it until you try it. And then you find out that it's not as easy as you think. Okay, so this is from Lord Mayor. Say, Bobby, they rep us. We will be Abraka boys. Chai, I miss that crucial. Lord Mayor, majority of football fans feels Everton will relegate this season. Do you feel so? It does look so anyway. It looks like they will be relegated. It doesn't really look like they will hold their own. But let's wait till the transfer window closes, because there's another thing you have to consider, the fact that on the last day of the transfer, a lot of movement will happen. What they lack right now is bodies. You know, last season, towards the end of the season, where they were battling relegation, they had a very good first 11 that did get injured, you know, in the dog fight to the end of the season. But right now, they've lost Richarlison. Richarlison is a massive 15-point loss from a team that barely survived relegation. And they replaced him? No. And then in some other place in that team, they need bodies in midfield, they need bodies in defense, especially in the fullbacks where all the crosses were coming from. And a lot, they've not really filled it in. Plus, they have the disadvantage of having an English coach. So it does look like you can nominate. I mean, I put Everton, Fulham. I'm still looking for the third team to put in that relegation space. But for now, let's wait till transfer window close at the end of the month. It will make it clearer, because you could put them now and then you go and sign 4 players, you know, out of nowhere, and boom, they're back again, and then you have eggs in your face, because everybody really wants to put that eggs in your face. So I think we're going to wait for that one. Okay, Emmanuel from South Africa says, well done, my brother. I love your show. I enjoy it, and I'm happy that you decide to extend it. We still have some time to enjoy the show. Now that we're talking about all-time greatest, tell me your top 5 all-time greatest coaches. Oh, it's so hard. Okay. Sorry, it's hard. Can I skip this one? This one is hard, I beg. Okay, so number 1 on that list is Fabio Capello, the Don himself. Number 2, Marcello Lippi, the Don again. Number 3, Carlo Ancelotti. Number 4, Pep Guardiola. Number 5, Jose Mourinho. Sorry if you're a fan of Sir Alex Ferguson. I think that there are too many of his league titles that were match fixing. So, not that I don't rate him, I rate him as a coach, but I think that he banked more on match fixing than real players. So, I've always had that snag on him, but those are my top 5. But even at that, I mean, Camacho is there. Mario Zagallo. No, Emi Jake. The way Emmanuel won the World Cup in 98. Carlos Alberto Pereira, the 94 World Cup winner. Carlos Blado. Oh, no, leave those 5. Leave those 5. I can deal with those 5. I can handle those 5 like that. But those are my top 5. Mario Nathaniel say Allen Iverson was easily the most skillful hooper with the best handles. That being said, when talking about GOATs in b-ball, Jordan, Kobe, and LeBron will be mentioned. Obviously, yeah. I mean, you're not even going to mention him among the GOATs. There is no way you will mention him among the GOATs. I don't think it even makes sense to mention him among the GOATs. Stepmanic, Dickens Stepmanic says Elebete, who is your top 5 penalty takers? Number 1, Mario Balotelli. Number 2, Rashidi Yekini. Number 3, Andre Pello. Number 4, Lionel Messi. Number 5, Armando Diego Maradona. That's 5. Maradona missed about 2 or 3 penalties in his lifetime. Mario Balotelli has only missed only 1. Carabao actually Yekini missing any penalty at all. That shot, ferocious shot. Andre Pello is just grace. It's just smooth like that. Like, ooh, Jesus Christ, like fine wine. It's just good. It's just good at doing this to the pananka, the placement, everything. Okay, I'm not gonna read that one. Okay, we shall try quick recovery ball. Stop cooking with vegetable oil. Stop taking sugar. Motherfucker, shut up. Sapmanik, also, I was arguing with someone. Do you think Yekini is better than Andy Cole? No. So Yekini, yeah, let me tell you something about that. This is my take on Yekini. I say everybody's gonna kill me. Yekini is not all that. But Yekini is a typical example of, in the land of the blind, the one-eyed man is the king. Right? Yekini came at a time where we've never seen any footballer so dedicated, so disciplined, so committed to the cause. But if you look at the years he spent with the national team, the years he played his career, and then your numbers, they don't add up. It's like, remember that time when I said there is no footballer in Africa, apart from Samuel Eto'o, that can go toe-to-toe with Neymar. And somebody said, George Weah. I was like, why? He said, because George Weah won the Ballon d'Or. I was like, listen, George Weah won the Ballon d'Or at a time where, there was no competition. Unarguably, remove Messi and Ronaldo, Neymar would have won 5 Ballon d'Or. Check the podiums in that period. You would agree with me on that. So bringing in George Weah does not even count. And then I now explain to them that, listen, George Weah is a center forward. Neymar has never played as a center forward. He's a wide man. Neymar have ×2 of the goals that George Weah scored in all his career. Leave national team out of it, okay? Because there's no balance in the national team argument. George Weah played in this French league. In the French league right now, Neymar has scored more goals than him. So if you take his Spanish league goals and Italian league goals, they're not mates. So let's not even have that conversation at any given time that George Weah can lace the boot of Neymar. But people don't agree. So this is what I'm going to say about Rashidi Yekini. Andy Cole, I watched Andy Cole well for Man United, but I tell you, I don't think Rashidi Yekini will start in that team. I don't think he will start in that team. I don't think that team would even sign him in the first place. So, Andy Cole is better than Rashidi Yekini. Way better. And a lot of you will not agree with me on this one, but these are 2 players that I watched very well, and I would not even try to sugarcoat it. Andy Cole is better. I adore Yekini, but Andy Cole. So I mean, how long is it taking for Osimhen to want to break a record that Yekini took God knows how long for eternity to set? I knew you were okay. So I said I could just say I saw him live in Unibed about 25 years ago. Very erudite, bros. As you were a winger, how about you tell us your all-time greatest wingers? Yes, wingers. Vinny Judge number 1, David Beckham number 2, Aaron Winters is a Dutch player. You guys may not know him, but that guy was good. Brian Robson, yes, it's a good player too. I'm going to put Neymar. I love Neymar. Like, I'm going to put Neymar there. I'm just going to put Neymar there. It's just fantastic winger. Like, that guy brings all the beauty to the wing. It makes the wing sweet. Like, it makes it sexy. But then there are some names for honorable mention. There's a guy that I looked up to, or 2 guys that I looked up to when I was growing up. They're not going to be on the global list, but they just deserve honorable mention. If you grow up in Warri, there's a man called Humphrey Jemba. Humphrey Jemba was a guy who, when he was playing football, he invented the banter in the game. So you tell him, the market that he said, I leave this on give me the ball. It's the only player I see growing up who will tell you where he's going to dribble you to, and he will dribble you, and there's nothing you can do. That's one. Another one is Dukudi, and some of you might not know him because following local game is hard. Dukudi, will of the wings on the wings. Hey, Jesus Christ. The fact that they don't make it into my all-time top five, doesn't mean that they're not good, but I'm just giving them honorable mention because I'm sure without these guys, I wouldn't have even played football on the wings or wouldn't have even fallen in love with the game of football in the first place. But those guys that I mentioned, Finidi George plays in the wing and crosses the ball like he's playing tennis. I don't know how he does it. There's just something that he does I don't understand. This guy that is giving me all this advice. My son is 3 years old. He's not eating any of these things. And I'm not the one that have the issue. Guy, calm down. Sometimes some advice not necessary. Some advice. No, not necessary. And the message say no Cristiano for wingers. Cristiano Ronaldo a winger now. How many people Cristiano Ronaldo crossbar do? The job of a winger is to deliver the assist to people to score. Cristiano Ronaldo is all for himself now. Oh, by myself. Nobody that song. That's Cristiano Ronaldo. Those are my all-time wingers. I love those guys, man. I watch them play, look at their tapes, look at them like, man, these guys are good. They are God. But Dukudi can dribble, Sha. Dukudi will dribble your sin away from you. You will get salvation. Like, you will dribble your sin, even if you be Boko Haram, he will dribble you repent. Jesus. If I say, Baba, you have Theo Dukudi, better player. Dukudi is a great guy. I'm 44, I'm not a kid. Where do I stop? Somebody was asking me about Yakini. Okay. This allow for my say, and Cole is a great striker. Yakini was not the finished article, and it is still the issue in African football today. The system does not help. You have to travel out to grow. I agree with you on that one. I agree with you completely on that one. Okay. My all-time greatest coach is Marcelo, Jose, Ancelotti, and Asevenga, Akola. I don't know, coach, but now your choice. I respect your choice. Ufoma says that Dukudi is an MPL great. The guy had good winger. Finished the all-time great crosser. Lord Mayor, I say CR7 will get more assists past many wingers, more than the ones that I mentioned. That's what I want you to know. Does it have more than the ones that I mentioned? If they have more than the ones that I mentioned, I need to know. That's something you need to put into consideration. DJ Laufoma is say never forget Finidi goal against Morocco and Greece. We get ballers. Yeah, it was a generation that came together. But I think that Clement Vesterhoff also did not use two players properly, or those two players didn't fit it properly. Richard Owomokiri and Michael Biku. I think that those guys would have created a fearsome three, even though it would have affected some other players, their place in the team. But one of the things that I've noticed with Nigerian football, history makes average players great in Nigerian football history. What's it called? A player like Amunike, Emmanuel Amunike, and this is not me raining on this parade. I love the guy. But the way we rate him, you almost think that he played 100 games for Nigeria and scored 1,000 goals. Like, if you take his performance away from Nigeria and put it against any other winger like him, you will not even rate him at all. But in Nigeria history, there's a way we put a player up here, like Kanu Nwankwo is seen like an all-time great. And this is not me going against it. But I never saw Kanu Nwankwo play 10 consecutive games for club and country at any time. So that's where this Rashidi Yakini argument comes in. Is he a great player? Yes. Is he fantastic? Yes. Is the epitome of what you want your player to be like. But the return, nah. Oduni Remileko say you are talking like Murphy. No, I can't talk like Murphy. Murphy's in a class all by himself. Like Murphy is on his own. Like what Murphy does, only Murphy can do it. That's why I pity almost everybody who tries to do what Murphy do, because there's nobody in that league that can do it. Matthew from Ikotu say, boss, thank you for extending today's show, and I also like the fact that today's show is really spot on and educating. Thanks for your consistency. Thank you very much. We've got like 6 more minutes to the end of the show. Also, 3 more minutes to the end of the show. Sorry. And is there any more question I need to answer, or I should pack my bags and baggages and start leaving? We've got some really strong research work to do today. Strong one. If I go and give people wrong prediction. No, but I'm not talking. I mean, I'm not talking like Murphy. Murphy is that thing that Murphy does. Because when you do it on radio, if Murphy was doing it on TV and exerting that same energy, and you guys were watching it, you'd appreciate Murphy 1,000 times more. And I know I've met a lot of people who tell me that he must be taking drugs, he must be doing this. People used to say that about me too. That that you can't do that Hatako and all those things without taking alcohol or something. I said I've never tasted alcohol since I was born. And I forgot to say that. Or you smoke something, you take papa. It's like I don't smoke, I don't drink. But you see, the skill to do what Murphy does, Murphy Jemba. I've worked with a lot of people, I've seen talented people, great people. I think Murphy is in a class all by himself. He's just in a class on his own. All of us, the other people, were in our class. But Murphy, I hear him. That guy is good. Additional former final, he said, you have said it all. History makes players great in Nigerian football. Thank God the work we are doing, there is a lot, okay? Nigerian football system needs to change. We need to put the story and data out there. We'll see what we can do. We'll see what we can do and make sure that everybody gets their right place in history. And sometimes, another thing I've noticed with football is history also is not fair to people playing in defensive position. So an average Nigerian will tell you that Kanwa's contribution to the Super Eagles is better than that of Sono Lise. Some MPFA player they take Morocco. What's that? I don't know what Morocco means anyway. Messi 368 assists, Thomas Muller. So now would we say this Lord Mayor, this your viewing center behavior no good? Is Thomas Muller a winger? They ask me for my wingers. Now you're bringing assist statistics of Thomas Muller, Luis Suarez, Lionel Messi, Cristiano Ronaldo. Are they wingers? When they were wingers, were they making this assist? The answer is no. They've shifted. Why? If that's the case, I should have mentioned Thierry Henry. I thought I say this. I will beat this Lord Mayor. That's how they joke. I will catch up one day. When they talk of assist, the question. Let's go back to the question. I've been able to Akoje ask me. See the question here. He said, "Bros, as you were a winger, how about you tell us your all-time greatest wingers?" And I just told you the ones that I have. Then they ask me for strikers or all-time greatest football players. I think I'll put Messi, Cristiano Ronaldo, all those ones in that circle. But that's a different question that was asked. I answered it because some people didn't fail exam. They ask you one question, you bring your sentimental position into the conversation. It's 10:30 anyway. I don't have time to say, but I don't know, Dickie. I don't know what is Suboruko. So, and these things that you say, can you justify them by fact? Because I expect that as a Dickie that you are, you're not just picking this one into being. Are you throw Dickie in? So make it nobody if I use them for emphasis. Thank you very much for everybody who's made this 90 minutes a very, very good one today. I chose to go long. Yesterday, remember, I gave you an incomplete show. So this is me giving you the extra that was missing from yesterday. Thank you very much. For those of you who are going to play FPL, I don't do FPL. So if you are not then Dickie there, don't come out in public and say things that you cannot substantiate and things that you don't know. What is Obroku? Explain it. And not today, maybe tomorrow. Being ordained in Dickie, now by nature of the church, really good. Because if you go to that church now, they're going to make you somebody to wash toilets. Not be big deal. Dickie, they don't get Dickie for heaven. The white is here. Everybody go there enter heaven. They don't get Dickie. Dickie don't get 3-bedroom flat, and regular member like me gets kitchen or bus quarter. So it don't matter. Now for Nigeria, now this is a title for church matter because and then the scam for the start. And then all this church scam the start. That's how they get a necessary title. If you go back now, they'll put extra money for your bank account. Well, I live on this Dickie. My name still remains in that Manchester. You love to come in and go to one sports. Nigeria, you call a governor, they'll put FSS, PSS, this one. I didn't do anything. In America, you walk up president say Mr. Barack Obama, Mr. Donald Trump, Mr. Joe Biden. He finished there. Nigeria, I'm a dickhead. I'm an RD. Because sit down for up corner. You dickhead. I'll see dinner. They will see the press people children for breast. The president for Yash. And they'll be dickhead like the pastor. Shift. Don't know how you irritate about this church talk.